We're just outside of Forster at a great campsite with the Manning Valley and Great Lakes Four-Wheel Drive Club. Now, we sampled some of the greatest four-wheel driving we've ever done. Muddy ruts, deep bog holes, this place has it all. Our adventure started right here.
If you're into tough four-wheel driving and epic campsites, then this is the video for you. And I've also got cracking news too. Get 10% off store-wide at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre. That's 10% off winches, spotlights, and heaps more gear. Just keep an eye out for the exclusive discount code in this video. And of course, enjoy the adventure.
Guys, would you get a load of this place? How awesome is it?
Mate, it really is one of a kind. I can't believe it. I love it so much.
Yeah, well, from up my way, you know, I don't get to see none of these pebbles and rocks on the beaches like this.
Yeah, a lot of these beaches off the mid-north coast are littered like this. And if you think this beach is special, wait till you check out this campsite. Now, this campsite is a favourite of mine. It's located on the coast just north of Forster and offers plenty of room for camping and easy access to the water for fishing and boating. It's kind of a local secret, and speaking of locals, it's about time we meet them. How are you, mate? Sean. Never, good to meet you, mate.
Hey, Joel, mate.
Joel, good to meet you.
Yeah, Matt.
How are you guys?
Good. I like all your videos.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
I've nearly got all of them.
Well, guess what? You're on the video.
Yeah.
You're on the video.
You're on it now.
Oh, look out. Yeah. This is the Manning Valley and Great Lakes Four-Wheel Drive Club. They were kind enough to let us camp with them during our time in Forster. These guys really love their camping and four-wheel driving and try and get out as often as they can. It sounds all right to me. Yeah. We thought we'd leave Jamie's boat here at base camp, then hit the tracks. But first, Warren gave us a rundown on where we'd find the tough stuff.
If you head up that hill there,
Yep.
I reckon that'll fill your day in.
Yeah. So where's the mud you talk about?
The mud's in off the highway there, up in around Possum Brush.
Possum Brush got a pretty soft sort of name. Doesn't sound that tough. So how do you reckon the 60 will go?
Might make it.
Might make it.
Be better if it's a Jeep, but
It'd be better if it's a Jeep.
Yeah.
Well, that means Jamie's Landy's got no chance then.
no.
Oh, guys, I'll tell you what, I'm pretty excited about this trip, I won't lie. It's going to have some great four-wheel driving, awesome fishing. It's my sort of trip.
I can't wait, mate. I've been wanting to drive this part of the country for a long time, and looking forward to hitting the beaches a bit later on.
Have you done much four-wheel driving before, Matto?
Nah, mate, not too much. I'm from the mid-north coast, so I've done this area a little bit, but nowhere near as much as you blokes.
Yeah, well, it's going to bring on another little challenge, eh?
Bring it on.
Good on you, Matto. Keen as anything. Hopefully we don't scare you too much on this trip. We're based on the coast just north of Forster, but we're heading inland to the Kerouac State Forest. First off on the list is an area called Possum Brush, where we'll find Breakneck Lookout. We're all pretty keen to check that out, but we've been warned it's not going to be easy getting there.
Oh, she's starting to look a bit steep up there.
Certainly is, mate. It's all up from here, fellas. Like, you might even lock the hubs and air those tyres down. What do you say?
Yeah, sounds good to me.
For this sort of terrain, I'm going to probably put the tyres down to about 20 psi. Well, we've just dropped into Possum Brush, and already the terrain is really steep, really sloppy, just how we like it really. And I think that's going to be the flavour of this sort of trip, and all these hills around here, the Great Divided Range, they're all really steep and some of the best tracks you'll find anywhere in Australia. Best of all, it's close to home. Not too far in, and we're starting to see what we were warned about. Look at Maddo, absolutely loving it. Jamie cruises through in his beast of a Defender. Hey guys, get a load of what's in front of us.
I can only see a steep hill.
That's exactly right. Once you get closer, you'll see it's all rutted out and everything like that.
How should I best tackle that, Sean? I haven't done too much of this stuff.
This sort of stuff, I think you got no choice but to follow the wheel rut. It's nothing too challenging, but a good way to start the day, and it certainly gets the blood pumping.
This is awesome.
Track. I can't wait to see what's in the middle of it.
May have spoken too soon. This is one mean looking track. Looks a little bit boggy down here, guys.
Some wicked looking ruts coming down this hill.
Alright guys, I'm just going to plough into this. I didn't jump into the bog hole at full tilt because you never know what's lying in that mud, but I soon found out it's pretty boggy. Oh, come on baby! Well, I have to have another go at this. I didn't even see what's up ahead. Holy dooly, have a go at this.
Wow, then straight up the other side.
Righto, round 2, fingers crossed.
How you feeling with this one, Matt?
Oh, look, it's pretty exciting. What do you reckon, Jamie? Second gear low, just straight through?
Yeah, I reckon that. You might have to just run the ruts that are there.
Second gear, straight through, settle down, Tiger.
You want a spot up there, Shawno?
Yeah, mate, I think I'll need it. I don't want to break anything this early in the day.
Copy that, coming up.
See that log up there?
Yeah, righto.
Left there.
Do you reckon I can get out of this rut and up onto the high side there?
Up where Jamie is now?
Yeah, if I can get up there and drive past that log.
I reckon it's just going to strop him straight into it. You don't have too many options here, eh?
I wonder if we could just put something in that wheel rut.
Yep.
These ruts are so slippery. The plan here is to throw a bunch of logs into the wheel rut. Hopefully then the 60 will pop up over the rut and grab a bit of traction. Righto, that might give me a good shot at it. Wish me luck, guys. Come on. Come close or?
Yeah. Pretty close there.
Do you want to just give it a punt from here or? Yep. Bit more.
Right, we've lost it all on the other side.
Wow. How's this? We're going to try rebuilding it one more time, but I tell you what, this hill's not showing any mercy. Just going to hit it in seconds. Last go. All right, I'm going to give this one more go. I'm going to give it everything I've got, and hopefully momentum will carry me through. All right. That'll do.
Run that winch, eh?
Let's do that. That's a good idea. Now I've got enough clearance. I've got 2 lockers, I've got lift, and I've got 35-inch mud tyres. But to be honest, this track is just too slippery. Now with all my fishing gear and camping gear packed into the back of the 60, it's not the lightest vehicle in the world, so it's going to be a true workout for the winch.
You got a fair bit of pressure on it.
Look how slippery that mud is. I tell you what, it's not going to be easy for the other guys. When you find traction, use it. Go the 60.
How good was that? Whoa! Get some hot flutter. It was up like this. Righto, Matt. Bring her over.
Let's do it.
Now Matt's watched me in the 60 and he's taking a different line than I did. Hopefully he can get around where the 60 got stuck.
Right, what we're going to do is get you to bring your truck right up and then take it over onto the centre here with your driver's side wheels. That's the plan.
Sounds good.
That'll do, that'll do. Perfect. Not so good.
Matto, put it in reverse. Straighten your wheels up first. Reverse a tiny bit.
Nah, not going anywhere.
Alright, kill it. We'll winch it. Matt's totally diffed out here. He's not going anywhere on his own steam. So we're going to get Jamie to pull him back.
You can drive it from there.
Poor Matto nearly had a heart attack. Between you and me, I wasn't ready for that either. Welcome to full drive action, Matto.
How are you travelling?
Mate, the heart rate's up a bit.
No wonder. That was a close one, Matt.
Slowly, slowly. If I was you, Matto, to play the safe card, I'd try and just drive.
I'd rather go up the middle.
Drive the ruts.
Yeah.
Righto, Matt. Round 2. Tell you what, you're off to a better start.
Mate, he nearly made it further than you.
That might be the case, Jamie, but look who's coming to the rescue.
You need to go ahead when you want me to start winching, mate.
Alrighty, mate, let's do it.
Okay, mate, winching.
This is probably the first time Matto's been on the end of a winch rope, but I tell you what, he's doing really well.
That's it. Hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. Don't back off, don't back off, don't back off. That's it.
Yeah!
Matto's unlocked on 33s. That is a sensational drive. On you, Matto.
That was awesome.
You want to show me how it's done?
Yeah, I'll walk on up it now.
Tell you what, Jamie, that wouldn't surprise me.
Got the line. Oh.
Come on. That's it. That was the closest of the day, I think.
I'll just put the diff locks in now.
That's a line, that's a line.
So close, Jamie. Don't worry, mate. We'll help you the rest of the way.
That's it, Jamie. Go on. Go, Jamie. Come on.
Look at that drive. The Landy's finding every bit of traction it can. Well, I can tell you, all the hard work was definitely worth it. Check this out.
This is Breakneck Lookout, and in fine weather like this, you can see all the way to the horizon. Unfortunately though, with the sun setting, we can't hang around for too long, because our day isn't finished just yet. Well, it's about midnight and we're down in the Manning River prawning, and as you can see, we're all alert looking for prawns. Simple head torch and a net, and you're right. We're just looking for the red eyes, and they're coming down with the tide. As soon as you see them, you just scoop them up, put them in the esky, you beauty. Oh, you get one? Now, I love my prawning, and I really wanted to show the guys what it's all about, especially since they've never been before. All right, we're just going to tie the boat off, and we can take advantage of this current and hopefully scoop a few prawns. Oh, look at that, fellas. 2 in that one. Sure enough, in no time the boys are getting the hang of it. On ya, fellas. Oh, there's heaps more here in the shallows.
No idea.
Nailed him.
Oh,
Yes!
teamwork.
Look at that, I'll still claim it.
3.
Oh, I got that one.
Ha! What a screamer.
Did you get a good one?
Yep.
Oh, did you see that?
That was a big one.
Well, there you go. I think we've got enough for a good feed anyway tomorrow. So come on, Jamie, let's hit it, mate.
Righto. Mate, that was sensational. I haven't done nothing like that before.
Yeah.
Mate, the fun doesn't set when the sun sets.
We're up to about 2 a.m. in the morning.
Yeah,
I'll tell you what, it was well worth it.
absolutely. I'd do it again.
Talking about experiences, get ready for part 2 of our adventure.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with incredible deals on Adventure King's camping and outdoor gear. Take your camping experience to the next level with the amazing Grand Tourer Mark III aluminium rooftop tent, the rooftop tent that practically sets itself up. King's portable gazebos are built ultra strong with a tough steel frame, are easy to set up even by yourself, and are available in multiple sizes for the campsite or the job site. The incredible new 270-degree freestanding awning can be set up in just 40 seconds and wraps around the side and the back of your car for incredible amounts of shelter. Hit the water on a King's inflatable stand-up paddleboard for an insane amount of fun at the beach, the river or the dam. But warning, it's highly addictive. Plus there's fridges, solar panels and more to make every adventure incredible. At 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
Is it better? Well, spearfishing is something I've been passionate about for a long, long time. Now, since we're near the coast, I just had to give it a go. But the track to get there wasn't for the faint-hearted. Hey guys, I've got this great little fishing spot down this track.
Got to get down this track first though.
Got some wicked ruts through here. Nothing the 60 can't handle, of course.
You know, the funny part, what you look at with this trip we've done, we've gone from bitumen to dirt road to mud, and now we're going down to a sandy beach. Unbelievable, just out of one little trip.
This drop keeps on going. We're heading pretty far down, I think.
Yeah, according to the HEMA, it's about a 700 metre drop down here. Slow and steady is a secret to these tracks. I'll tell you what though, the 60 Flex is pretty good for an old truck on leaf springs.
Geez, the 60's flexing up nice there.
Whoa, nice lift!
Good one, Matto. You handled that a lot better than the last angle you're on. I'll tell you what, you can't go past coil springs and articulation. Get a load of that, Landy. Looks like another bog hole, fellas. Ah, it smells great too. You'll love this one.
Oh yeah.
I told you you'd love it.
Kind of smells like Landy diff oil mixed with old socks.
This track's got everything.
Yeah, straight into it again, fellas. For a little beach track, I tell you what, this track really does offer it all. Ruts, mud, real technical driving. And I've got to say, Matto's really getting the hang of this low range business. Don't tell him I said that though. And of course, the Landy makes that look easy. Did you have a go at this, fellas?
Oh, far out. I can see why it's one of your favourite spots. Mate, that is unreal.
Well, that track's certainly worth it. Talk about paradise. A little secluded beach all to ourselves. Well, the boys are going to give a bit of line fishing to go off those rocks, and I thought I might actually jump in and do a bit of spear fishing and see if I can't get a couple of fish for a feed tonight. See how we go. I've been spearfishing since I was about 14 years old, and I'll tell you what, I absolutely love it. It's probably the most sustainable and selective form of fishing. There's no bycatch, there's no waste, you simply shoot what you plan to eat. Now you'll notice I'm towing a little orange float with a flag on it. That's for two reasons. Firstly, if I shoot a really big fish, I'm not going to lose my gun. And secondly, if there's any boats around, they're going to know that there's a diver below. If you want to give it a go, always dive with a mate. In this case, I've got Ads, the camera guy, with me. Also, don't try and dive too deep or beyond your means. And thirdly, if it's rough, just stay out of the water. There you go. That was a bit of hard work, but for my efforts, I was rewarded one whiting and also one abalone. Well, some of the best campsites require one heck of an adventure to get there. And I was speaking with Joel just before, and he told me about his trip up to Cape York, and that's the heartland of adventure. How was your trip up there, mate?
Mate, it was absolutely unreal. Rolled me truck, sunk me truck, and broke me truck.
Yeah, right.
But I got there and I got back.
Now, that's one heck of an experience to get to a campsite. What was your favourite campsite up there?
Mate, all of them are just beautiful areas, yep.
And what a magical campsite this place is. But of course we didn't get here without a little detour. We've come across yet another one of these steep hills that's got muddy ruts all the way down from top to bottom, and to start things off, a nice boggy bog hole. And it's going to be, between you and me, okay for the 60, I think, because I'll go through and I'll have it relatively dry. These other buggers, I'm probably going to drag water all the way up these tracks and make it really greasy. I don't want to make excuses for them, but let's give it a go. Well, here goes nothing. Should have put my windows up. I'm going to give the max tracks a go. I'm just missing out. There looks like a little bit of a divot in this rut, and if I can get the max tracks under there, I might get just enough traction, crawl past it, and maybe get to the top of this hill. Well, there, I'll give it another go. Clutch is out and drive. Come on, come on. It's working really well.
See, it's not just sand where Max Tracks come into their own. Check them out in the mud, they work a treat.
Gotta be happy with that.
Real good.
You're up, Matto. Good luck, mate.
Come on, Matto.
Nice try, mate. Let's give those Max Tracks a go.
Tell you what, it's no 60 series, mate.
The tracks are giving Matt enough lift and enough traction to drive up the hill, but as soon as he comes off the tracks, he diffs out. We figure the best option would be to snatch him up the rest of the way.
Righto, so Sean and Matt have really wet the track. It's really slippery and clayey, so I'm going to try and take another line here, take it on a higher line. I'm not sure if it's going to work, but we'll give it a go.
Good idea, Jamie, but that track is just too slippery. Give it heaps, mate. Well, no surprise, guys. Looks like the 60s to the rescue again.
Ready when you are.
Okay, mate, start driving.
Well done, that's great.
And I think I've got more mud on the inside of the 60 than outside.
Well, we don't even get a chance to get the tyres clean.
I think a little gnarly here, guys.
Right, let's do it. There we go.
It's like another bog hole.
Steep drop into this one.
You should see the steep hill to get out of it.
Oh wow, I can see what you're saying.
Now, I knew this was going to be a tough challenge, even for the 60, but what I didn't know, what was waiting for me on the other side.
Whoa! Have a go at this. Never seen that happen before. It was coming straight up those ruts and it just slid straight into a tree and there was just one of those branches sticking out. It's a straight 60 before that.
I don't mean to make you nervous, Matty, but you're up next, mate. Come on, Matto, give it heaps, mate.
Rid of that stick. Come forward a little bit. No, that's a no, I take it.
Matto eventually got back down to have another run, but since I brought the 60 up, I've made the track a lot more slippery.
the best way is going to be to snatch him up. Poor old Jamie's copping the old third car syndrome, but that's not stopping him from giving it a red hot go. One more go, mate. Come on, Jamie.
I reckon you'll have to just snatch me from here.
How you looking back there, Jamie?
Ready to go. All done, mate. We're up. Good stuff.
Well, I tell you what, after a big day, it really feels good to be back at camp. Come on, Matto, get your game together, mate. I've done about 20 to your 1.
Yeah, mate, my one was a lot bigger than your 20.
Look at the size of these things. Don't worry, fellas, I've got an extra treat of abalone for us tonight. The best way to prepare the abalone is to cut it as thin as you can possibly get it. Jamie and Matto have never tried abalone before, and this will be about as fresh as you can possibly get it. See how thin I'm cutting it there? Now the best way to do it, cook it for 30 seconds or so on extreme heat over the fire. Whack in a bit of oh, it's coming out already. Bit of chilli, a little bit of garlic. Mix it all up. I reckon that'll blow the socks off the guys.
Oh, you'll love this. Yeah. It's a cross between probably calamari and something else that's pretty rubbery. Am I selling it?
Good call.
So with a heap of flavour.
Looks good.
Who wants to go first?
Thank you.
A few little pieces.
That's awesome.
It's a little bit chewy, but
Nah, that's really good.
you like that?
Yeah. Not too tough either.
Well, I reckon the entree was a winner. Now time for the main, surf and turf. It doesn't get better than that in the bush.
So you do the honours, mate.
You want me to do your job?
Yeah.
Crikey.
And I'll get the beers. Secret herbs and spices.
Is that one you prepared earlier?
Yeah, exactly, mate. I've been up all night cooking this one. Found it in the truck. It was under the seat.
I tell you what, a feast for a king. Dinner's looking good.
Put salad or anything like that?
What sort of trip do you think this is, mate?
You right?
Proper surf and turf.
Hey?
Look at that.
Well done, fellas.
Yeah. Can't beat that.
Tell you what, guys, there is nothing better than camping in a place like this with your family and friends. What do you reckon? Well, there is one thing just a little bit better. That's part 3 of our Forster adventure.
Get more for less at 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre with insane deals on King's DIY storage and 12-volt gear to build your dream 4-wheel drive. Whether it's an inverter you need to run 240-volt gear on the job site or the campsite, a battery box or a 12-volt control box to easily access your power, King's 12-volt DIY gear is what you need to take your 12-volt setup to the next level. Need a battery? King's has you covered with a full range of AGM, slimline and lithium batteries in sizes ranging from 98 amp hour to 200 amp hour. All built with ultra high quality components to go the distance. And of course you just can't beat King's solar panels and blankets to silently charge your batteries anytime the sun's out. At 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre, you get more for less.
I just love a campsite right beside the water. It's the perfect place to make a base camp. What do you reckon?
Yeah, it doesn't matter if you've only got a night or you got a whole week. If you've got a tinny and you've got somewhere like this, you can do a lot.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I mean, it is the place to be. You've got A to B to go where you want, do what you like, and come back to
Come back to a central campsite and start the next day again.
That's it.
And that's exactly what we got up to. Check this out. Since our campsite was so close to the water and it was such a nice morning, we decided to make the most of it and head out in the boat. I tell you what, I love getting out on the boat. The scenery, the fishing, the smell of a smoky two-stroke, doesn't get better than that. Yeah, we'll kill that, Jamie. Yeah. So Matto, what would you say is the toughest track so far?
Look, it's just the clay. It's the clay. It's the clay hill climbs, I think.
Yep.
So I just wasn't prepared for that. Didn't seem, anything I did, I couldn't correct it or give myself any better chance.
Yep.
Didn't have you blokes spotting me and winching me out of there. I don't know if I think I'd still be there now.
80 would still be on that hill,
Yeah.
eh?
The classic I thought was when you when I went to pull you back and you dropped in that ditch.
Yeah.
That got the heart racing.
I saw your face. Well, it's pretty tough forward driving. I mean, you've been introduced to some of the toughest tracks. I mean, for a 2-inch lifted 80 series with no diff locks, I mean, that's probably about as tough as the tracks you're going to drive.
I had to recover Jamie at one point, I think.
Did you?
Yeah, pretty proud of that. I remember that one.
He's going to claim that, Jamie. Well, it's about time we catch something. Well, try to anyway. Well, there is officially no fish on this side of the boat. I'm joining you, Matto.
Oh, he's on.
Yeah, look at that.
Well, the fishing might not be great, but the forward driving is. What do you reckon, boys?
I can agree with you, Sean.
Yeah. I'm just so happy we bought steaks. Well, since the fishing wasn't so successful, we thought we'd do what we do best and hit the tracks. We're keen to check out the last few that Warren pointed out to us. It should be a good day, especially since we don't really know what we're in for. Have a go at this, guys. There must have been a big storm through here recently. There's a stack of stuff over the tracks.
Well, I mean, you look to the left and right, look at the trees down amongst the bush. It's unreal.
No doubt the local full drive club or something's come up here with chainsaws or whatever and just kept this track free.
She must have been a beauty. It must have been a little twister or something.
This is a classic example of why it's important to allow four-wheel drivers access to the tracks. We're usually the ones to keep tracks clear and in good condition. Bit of a rut here, guys, and a bit of a log as well on the side of the track.
Hey, you get stuck, did you?
No, I'm backing out because I've fallen into this little rut and I don't want to do a dooring.
Nicely done.
What's your panels on that one? Well steered, Matto.
Yeah, you've got to take it up nice and high here, so you don't go sliding into these sort of things.
Oh, it's pretty muddy, fellas. We're no stranger to mud on this trip. Looks can be deceiving. Turns out there's plenty of traction on the bottom of that track, and the 60's doing it easy.
Here I go.
Come on through, Matto. Come on, Jamie, bring the tank through. Forster really does have it all. It's got the hardcore tracks, it's got the touring, it's got the four-wheel drive lifestyle down pat. Warren, what's your favourite part, mate?
Yeah, it's hard to go past the beach runs around here.
Yeah.
Pretty good stuff.
And they're not the beaches that are locked up, unlike a lot of places in Australia.
No, we're pretty lucky. Pretty lucky. We can still get on most of them.
Well, the one thing that has really blown my mind around Forster is the amount of tough tracks. Check this out.
Looks a bit drier up here than the last couple of places we've been.
Yeah, the ruts are no smaller though, mate. Check this out.
Oh, wow.
Oh! Watch out for those branches, Matt. Geez, you too, Jamie.
Get a load of the length of this hill. I think I can see about 300 metres straight up it.
Oh, far out. That's the biggest one all day for sure.
Good news is it's pretty dry.
That's different. Driving tracks like these, you've always got to try and look at taking the higher line.
Easier said than done, mate.
I just take a slightly different line.
Once I've backed the 60 down, I was able to choose a new line and get my wheel placement just right. What a difference that makes. You can't just point and shoot on a hill like this. You got to pick the right line. Get it wrong, you'll end up spinning all wheels. You get it right, and you'll make it look like a walk in the park. Oh, close, Matt. Matto's having the same problem I was. I better go down there and see if he needs a hand.
Sean's just gone over.
Alright, I'll have another go.
I wish I had a camera for that.
Kinda wish my boots had lockers. Go back. I'm gonna take you up a different line, alright? We'll go in reverse.
Jamie, mate, could you come up? I might need a little bit of a recovery going backwards here.
We'll see Matto. He's got his front diff wedged up on this rut. He doesn't have the clearance to take this line. So I'm going to get Jamie to winch him back. I'm going to send him up another line and try and keep his tyres up on these ruts so he can straddle it all the way to the top. That's it, good drive, mate.
Well done, good drive.
That's the line, Matto. That 80 of yours is a beast. That's it. Whoa, look at it flex. Hey, wheel lift. Nice drive, mate. Good stuff, Jamie. That Landy loves hills like this. Hey Matto, how's your clearance on the 80 over those erosion mounds?
Mate, it's just grabbing a little bit at the bottom, but no, it's pretty good, mate. I didn't touch on that one then.
We're taking it really easy down this slope. First gear, low range, letting the engine do all the work and not using the brakes. This surface is covered in loose rocks. The last thing we want is for one of these trucks to start sliding down the hill.
According to the Heamer guys, this hill goes one way and that's straight up.
This is gonna be awesome. It's hills like this where you really want to make sure you got your tyre pressures down. You want to get the ultimate traction and not damage your tyres.
Oh, it's pretty hard to find traction. Like it's not that. Whoa. Hang on. Fair bit of wheel spin, eh?
Yeah, you guys can come up now.
I'm out on my way.
For someone who's never done much tough four-wheel driving before, Matto's come a long way. I reckon after this trip, you're going to be hard pressed keeping him off the tracks.
Matto, you're a bit quiet, mate. How's it all going back there?
Fellas, this is awesome. Just got 2 hands on the wheel at the moment. It's a lot of fun. Nah, Jamie, we're ready for you, mate. Come on up.
Righto, on my way.
Bring on the landy.
You copy, Daddy? Yeah, I don't know why I done it, but I think I did do a tail shaft again.
You're joking.
Yeah, but I'm really stuck here because I'm sliding down the hill.
I'll bring the 60 back, alright?
Righto.
Sorry, Matto, it's a job for the 60, mate.
Now Jamie's in a bit of a dangerous situation here. We've got to get down there and secure the vehicle as soon as possible.
Holy dooly. I'm going to rip this thing off. Stay up with tension. Well, the unthinkable's happened. Jamie spat a tail shaft in the big landy. No explanation for it really, but it's the second time in 2 trips, isn't it, mate?
Yeah, well it is. I've just got no answer for that because I mean I wasn't even putting much pressure on.
Yeah.
On that, and it's just, as you can see, it's twisted the end of it.
It has, yeah.
All I can say is I'm glad I got the spare one from that last one where I done the rear end. Now we'll get it changed over and keep on moving.
Yeah, good plan.
Look at that, Shauna.
Absolutely torn it to pieces.
Now Jamie's getting pretty quick at changing tail shafts, probably because he's had heaps of practice at it, but really there's no explanation for it. Jamie wasn't given it any more than usual, yet this is the 3rd time it's happened to the mighty Landy. That's really unlucky, mate.
This here is a uni and it's shattered, absolutely smashed. I've never seen one like this.
She's done. Well, I've had to change my shirt because I'm completely covered in dirt and dust. Now I'm going to give this another attempt to try and climb up here. I don't know what happened before. I think it just wasn't greased up. Hope it doesn't happen again.
Not even a broken tail shaft and a busted uni can stop this Landy from getting to the top of the track. Go, you good thing.
Well, we're up past the bad part there, where the tail shaft they go, but this is a really, really steep hill. Really steep.
Come on, Jamie. You're halfway there, mate. And he's done. Top drive, mate.
And just as well, you're probably running out of spare tail shafts by now. Forster has really blown my mind. This place has absolutely everything, and I mean, you guys are so lucky to have this in your backyard. It's close to my place. It's only 3 hours up the coast. It's a long
way from my
long way from you.
Because like I say, we've gone from bitumen to dirt, to hills, to sand in such a short area.
We could have spent a couple of weeks really exploring this place, but unfortunately our adventure has come to an end. But guys, Australia is one of those places where there's so much to see and do and explore. Now we're off on our next adventure, and I hope to see you there.
Forget building your own set of storage drawers or paying well over $1,000 for a set elsewhere, and get your hands on a set of incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers. Our entire range of Titan storage drawers have been built to handle just about anything you can throw at them. All models of Titan double drawers come with an included built-in fridge slide on the left-hand side, saving you up to $200 compared to some other brands that charge extra for a fridge slide. Each drawer top also has these heavy-duty spring-loaded tie-down points to secure your gear on even the most corrugated roads. We've put them through their paces like none other. We've jumped on them, overloaded them with bricks, chucked an engine on the drawers at full extension, absolutely flooded them and used them off-road year after year to prove just how tough they are. The Titan 900 single drawer is perfect for those who have limited space to install a storage drawer. It has internal dimensions of 430mm wide, 790mm long, and 190mm deep. The Titan 900 double drawer setup is ideal for smaller wagons like Prados, Pajeros, and SUVs, with the internal dimensions identical to the 900 single drawer on each side. The Titan 1300 ute drawers are made specifically for vans and utes. The internal dimensions are 1200mm long, 430mm wide, and 150mm high. The 1300mm single drawers are also a cracking addition to the back of vans and utes. The internal dimensions are the same as the double 1300 drawers, but have an extra 40mm of depth, making them 190mm deep. And finally, for the bigger wagons like Land Cruisers and Patrols, the double 1070 storage drawers have internal dimensions of 880mm long, 470mm wide, and 180mm of depth. They come 95% pre-assembled, and all you need to install them is a couple of basic hand tools and a couple of hours on a lazy Sunday arvo. You can also add optional wing kits, both model specific and DIY, so you can finish off the back of your four-wheel drive and have plenty of storage available for your next adventure. Take your setup to the next level with the incredibly tough and unbeatable value for money Titan storage drawers.
If you're after a next level 12 volt upgrade for your vehicle or your next camping trip, then check this out. The Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery. This uses high capacity, brand new grade A lithium iron phosphate cells capable of thousands of cycles. It's paired with a high quality BMS able to output up to 160 amps of current. The future of 12 volt setups is here. Lithium batteries are super lightweight and still have heaps of power capacity. In fact, this battery weighs just over 15 kilos. That's about half as much as a similar capacity AGM. But that's not all. Lithium batteries have the ability to use their entire capacity from 100 to 0% and still have an incredibly long life. The reason Adventure King's lithium batteries are so good is because they use lithium iron phosphate chemistry. That means if you're using the entire 120 amp hours of capacity in this battery every day, it would still last almost 5.5 years. Some cheap lithium batteries use grade B or even second-hand cells to keep the cost down, but not here. Adventure King's lithium iron phosphate batteries use brand new grade A prismatic cells. When these batteries are assembled, each individual cell is matched with others and then grouped. Then those cells are balanced, which means that these batteries always function at their best and ensure you have full capacity. Another major feature of these Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium batteries is the high quality internal battery management system. This BMS for short takes care of the individual cells. It balances them while you're charging your battery. It prevents overcharge, over discharge, over temperature and short circuits. A high quality BMS is so important, and it's also incredibly important to match the BMS to the cells and the use of the battery. A good indicator of a high quality BMS is to look for high current discharge and charge ratings. This battery is capable of charging and discharging constantly at up to 100 amps, and it can do a peak discharge of 160 amps of current. A high discharge current and a high peak discharge current are very important if you want to run things like inverters that need a lot of power when they turn on to fill the capacitors. If you're looking at a battery that has a much lower charge and discharge rate, they could be cost cutting by using a cheaper BMS. Lithium iron phosphate is a safe technology, unlike some other lithium chemistries, and Adventure King's lithium batteries are doubly safe. Not only are they sealed and safe to use in your vehicle, they've also passed a short circuit test, overcharge test, over temperature test, and a vibration test, so they're ready to be put to use. Some lithium batteries are extremely sensitive to hot and cold temperatures, and they can be damaged or destroyed by trying to use them. Adventure King's batteries though can be charged anywhere from 0 to 50 degrees Celsius and used or discharged anywhere from -20 right through to +60 degrees Celsius. They use threaded M8 terminals for high power output and easy connection. Measuring in at 330mm long by 162mm wide and 215mm tall, they fit perfectly in an Adventure King's battery box for a lightweight and powerful portable power station. And with 120 amp hours on tap, you could run a camping fridge for 5 or even 6 days. Or you can permanently install them in your vehicle for a next level, super powerful setup that barely weighs anything. And for that reason, they're perfect for your four-wheel drive, motorhome, caravan, or camper trailer, where you need to be concerned about GVM and GCM limits. So if you want a safe, lightweight, super powerful, and super long-lasting lithium battery for your next level setup, you can't beat an Adventure King's 120 amp hour lithium battery.
Introducing the incredible Adventure King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. Your new best mate for delicious barbecue or campfire cooking and warm, cozy fires whether you're at home in your backyard or at your favorite campsite. Let me show you all the things that I absolutely love about it, and I'm sure you're gonna love too. This amazing bit of gear has been designed right here in Australia, and it combines a camping stove and a portable barbecue into one. It can run off multiple fuel sources: wood, heat beads, charcoal, briquettes, and more. When it's time to cook up a feast, you can fit 2 large pots or pans on this huge flat cooktop surface that measures in at 520mm long by 300mm wide. That's enough space to cook up a feast for the entire family. And because it runs on wood or heat beads, you can leave the gas bottle behind, one less thing to pack. And when you want a beautiful roaring campfire, use the included hook tool to simply lift the 2-piece lid off completely and just add in some more firewood. The raised and closed design means you won't risk scorching your grass, your deck, or even your driveway. And you'll be able to use it for a beautiful warm fire at campsites that don't allow open ground fires. Plus, your firewood lasts longer because you're closer to the heat. Now that's cozy. The enclosed design means it's super efficient, and you can make the most of your fuel by directing the heat exactly where you want it. You can even adjust the temperature of your fire by varying the airflow. With these sliding vents on the side, a 2-piece removable lid on top, and an adjustable flue, you're always in control. Remove the entire lid for an open fire, or just this circular inner piece if you need extra heat for cooking, like searing steaks to finish them off. And this up here, now that is a real game changer. A chimney that extends over 2.4 meters off the ground to direct smoke away from your campsite for smoke-free campfires. You can even position the premium camp oven stove under your awning, your gazebo, or your shed for maximum warmth. And the angular offset chimney piece allows smoke to funnel away rather than getting trapped underneath. There's even a spark arrestor on top for good measure. There are so many more things to absolutely love about the King's Premium Camp Oven Stove. It's been designed to be super sturdy with these 4 large legs that extend the footprint a foot wider in both directions for excellent stability. The legs simply screw into the bottom like this, and you can remove the middle piece for a lower fire. This huge access door swings open with the included hook tool to allow you to easily refill the Premium Camp Oven Stove as required. Inside you've got this fuel rack that keeps your wood or your charcoal up off the floor, maximising airflow and preventing wasted heat. It's a breeze to transport, set up and pack down too, with no tools required. Each of the 4 two-piece legs simply screw together and the chimney pieces pack into each other, with everything fitting into the main body of the premium camp oven stove for simple transport. Make sure you don't miss the incredible genuine cooking accessories available too, like a proper wood-fired meat smoker and a clever barbecue hot plate set to really take your camp cooking to the next level. And a stainless steel water boiler too. Whether I'm at home in my backyard or out camping with family, my mates, or even by myself, I absolutely love my Adventure Kings premium camp oven stove. It's a portable fire pit, it's a wood or charcoal barbecue, and it's the centerpiece of every backyard get-together or camping adventure, and I know you're gonna love yours too.
You asked and we've listened. The incredible MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer has just received an ATM upgrade to 2 tons. All new Adventure Kings MT1 camper trailers will now come with the new upgraded 2-ton ATM. But don't worry if you already own an MT1, because a retrofit upgrade kit is available too. The MT1 is already an ultra tough trailer with a one-piece 150 by 50 mil chassis that extends right from the drawbar all the way to the back of the trailer. Now it's even tougher with upgraded suspension, bearings, brakes and wheels to bring it up to a 2-ton ATM. The brakes are upgraded from 10-inch to 12-inch electric brakes. The alloy rims are now rated to 2-ton ATM. And an upgraded set of suspension arms also suit the upgraded ATM. And for existing owners, the retrofit upgrade is incredibly easy to do at home yourself. Everything just bolts onto the trailer with no modifications needed. That extra payload capacity means that you've got more ability than ever before to carry the gear that you need and still remain legal. For more information and full detailed specs on the MT1, see the 4-Wheel Drive Supacentre website. Now with a 2-ton ATM upgrade, the Adventure Kings MT1 Go Anywhere camper trailer can carry more gear than ever before.